plane, and the next time I put foot on the ground was on the 4th of July of 2005 in Iraq. So I was the first one off the plane, first foot in the dirt on the 4th of July, which is kind of neat. We were an infantry battalion, a little over 800 men. We were stationed, as I said earlier, in all the bad places. Anything you've ever heard about Iraq. There was no cooking facilities, there was no running water, there was no electric. We were just an isolated, literally a circle of wagons in this location. We would have towers around our fob, and they would be manned 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You carried a loaded weapon 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we averaged 200 mortar rounds on our fob against us a month. In a year, we had 500 IEDs. Small arms fire and rocket fire was a daily occurrence. Our casualties ranged from single gunshots to the upper extremities, to 5 being killed at one time in a catastrophic kill with an IED that set the vehicle on fire, and those kids burned to death. 1 immediately, and the other 4 over the next 7 months. But every one of them died. There's certain characteristics that a U.S. soldier has, and that's, selfless service, courage, respect, and all of these values that are just absolutely consistent throughout history. But what's lost is the fact that we don't talk about is when they're off doing these things on a voluntary basis, there is an entire life that they've left behind. And it's, the families and wives and sons and daughters are just as much as heroes as the American soldier out there doing those things. But now they're away, and now there's issues at home. They can't pay the bills, or the son or daughter gets hurt, or the wife loses the job, or somebody's ill, or the list is just unbelievable. And you only find out about that through the intermittent communications you have with the tiny couple of computers that we had at the time. It's also our lifeline to the real world, as it were. And sometimes bad stuff does happen back on the block with the family, or and it does meet the requirement to go home. And that vehicle, or that what happens to facilitate that, is what we call the Red Cross message. And the radio operator will receive a transmission that simply says, Red Cross message, prepare to copy. So we'll call down to the company, we'll get the kid up there with all the stuff that he needs to do. Colonel starts processing his paperwork and authorizations, etc. And it's our goal, and we have to coordinate, the transportation, logistics, the security, and make sure that the nearest air base is prepared to receive the soldier when he does get there, because it's our intent to have him on that plane, wheels up, within 24 hours. And that's our commitment, that's our obligation. But that doesn't happen without the Red Cross. The family knows that there's a serious incident. They call the Red Cross, they initiate the Red Cross message, and we'll find them, and we'll get them home.